Meanwhile, a top official of the U.S. Central Bank has called SVB collapse as textbook case of mismanagement. The official on banking supervision, Michael Barr, also disclosed that the board of the U.S. Central Bank had been briefed on the troubles at the California lender in mid-February. Now, Mr. Barr is leading a review of the Fed's supervision of the firm, which is due by May. The congressional hearing testimony has been released ahead of an expected grilling on SVB's failure by the U.S. lawmakers. Mr. Barr is scheduled to appear today before the U.S. Senate Banking Committee, along with Federal Deposit Insurance Chairman, and also Nelia Liang, a top Treasury official. The trio are expected to appear again on Wednesday in the House. Barr said supervisors had found deficiencies at the lender dating back to late 2021 and had met with the bank's management in November 2022 to express concern with the bank's interest rate risk profile. In a separate testimony released yesterday, Martin Grunberg, chair of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, called for special attention to be paid to the regulation of banks with more than $100 billion in assets. One of America's largest regional banks, First Citizens Bank Shares, is also acquiring large pieces of SVB more than 2 years after the lender's collapse sent tremors through the banking system in America. Experts have called for a possible tightening of banking rules to avoid similar incidents in future. For more on this, we were earlier joined by our correspondent Susan Tehrani. Listen to what she had to say.
Michael Barr, the Fed's vice chair for supervision, is among the regulators who will appear before Congress for a hearing related to the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, which caused panic regarding the financial system's health. Barr, along with other officials, will appear as questions really swirl on whether or not more regulations were needed to prevent that collapse. Barr is also leading an investigation by the feds to see, indeed, if more regulations were needed. The result of that investigation is due to be out on May 1st. Democratic lawmakers, including Senator Elizabeth Warren, have pointed to relaxed regulations as the cause for the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. Barr is also expected to lay out repeated warnings that his regulators gave to Silicon Valley Bank, saying that the supervisors expressed concern with the bank's interest rate risk profile, but the bank did not heed to those calls. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.